Okay, well, this is going to be like my fourth recording since I got the camera. I recorded 3 more earlier, but the location was pointing down too far. I was getting a little bit of the road, but I was getting mostly dashboard and gas tank. So I repositioned the camera up a little bit, and here we go. See how this one turns out. It's basically just going to be trial and error until I get the right location on the camera. So we're going to go for a little ride. Temperature on the bike says 96, but it doesn't feel like that. I think it's just saying that because it was hot from riding home from work and sitting in the garage. I think it'll go down a bit as I ride. I actually bought 2 cameras, one for me and one for my daughter. We're getting ready to go on a trip to North Carolina and Tennessee, and we're going to Deals Gap, and we're going to do the Tail of the Dragon and the Cherahalla Skyway and Blue Ridge Parkway and Moonshiner 28 and all of those really great motorcycle roads up there. I've been up there a couple of times already. I go up usually in the fall every year, but this is my daughter's first time, and she was really looking forward to it. She's very excited, and the Indian doesn't have a CB radio. They don't come with a CB radio. And I think that was really the only downfall that Indian did, that Polaris did when they created the Indian, was not putting a CB radio on it. All the other touring bikes have a CB radio. The Honda Goldwing has a CB, the Harley Davidson has a CB, so I think that Indian should have followed suit, but they decided to go with new technology, which was all Bluetooth. And so I followed suit, and I got a Bluetooth headset. And my daughter was also going to get a Bluetooth headset, and then I told her that I was going to spring for the one with the camera. And she said, "You mean they come with a camera?" And I said, "Oh yeah, they come with a camera, and you can take video, and you can narrate while you're riding, and create a video blog of your vacation." And she said, "Oh, I definitely want to do that." So we got 2 of them, and we'll be able to pair them together. And they've got a range of 1.5 miles, and it works on an intercom, so it's not push to talk, it's voice activated, similar to a cell phone. It's full duplex, so you can talk and hear the other person, and you don't have to push anything. So it should be very cool. So I was really impressed with the videos that I took this morning. The video quality is excellent. The audio quality is fantastic. Even on the interstate, doing 75, 80 miles an hour, what I'm hearing through my helmet is all the buffeting and the wind noise. And none of that came through. None of that came through on the microphone. The noise canceling feature on this microphone is fantastic. You can hardly even hear the motorcycle. You can't hear any wind, which is really, really good. That light. Oh well. We're gonna go down to a little park. I know it's a pretty little park, Circle B Ranch or something like that. It's not far from here. So yeah, I got through changing the oil. Well, I don't know, 250 miles ago, I guess. So the bike's got fresh oil, and my daughter put her bike in the shop, and she had a bunch of work done to it. She got new brakes and new tires and new front bearings, and she had them go through it and check it out from stem to stern to make sure that there was not going to be any complications, and they even put a new windshield on it for her. So she's ready to go. I still have one last task I need to do. I got a trailer that I used to pull up there on my Goldwing. It's a trailer that I got from a friend of mine. It's a tiny little trailer, and you don't even feel it. It pulls so nicely. It's such a sweet little trailer. And when I got the Indian, I did a little research and found out that you could actually put a trailer on the Indian as well, a trailer hitch. So I found a company that made trailer hitches for Indians, and the Roadmaster, and I bought one and I installed it. And then I bought the wiring harness for it. And I was watching the video on YouTube, preparing to... after installing the hitch, I was preparing to do the wiring on it. So I was watching the video on how to do the wiring. And the man says, well, if you've got a 2-light system, you need a 5-into-4 converter. But he didn't have a 2-light system. He had a 4-light system. So he didn't need the converter, and he kind of threw it to the side and then finished the video. Well, I've got a 2-light trailer. My brake lights and my turn signals are all 1 light, so I need that converter. And I looked on the internet and I couldn't find it anywhere, and so I contacted the people and told them what I needed, and they said, yeah, we're out of stock on those, we're having trouble getting them. And I told them, I said, look, I'm taking a trip the end of September, and I would really, really like to take my trailer. And so I've been in communication with him this week, and he's supposed to be getting a shipment in, and hopefully he'll have some of those in that shipment. And I told him I'd ride down there and pick it up, because he's in Florida as well. He's in Fort Myers. So, if he tells me he's got it, I'm going to go down there and pick it up. And then my buddy who gave me the trailer is like a electrical wiring wizard, and he's going to help me do the wiring on the trailer so that I can pull it up there. Thing I need to do before I take the trip next Thursday. So, alright, well, here's the little park that I was going to go to. It's a pretty little park. It's closed. That's a bummer. What time they close? They probably close at 6. Really knocked down a lot of trees and filled that lake up, boy. All of that swamp's filled. There's a lot of gators in that lake. When I had my bass boat, I put my boat in that lake. I took my son with me to do a little bit of bass fishing. And we went out the creek into the main lake, and I fired up the big motor and took off across the lake and picked out a point. Dropped the trolling motor and started fishing. And my son says, Dad, look, there's an alligator. And a minute later he says, Dad, look, there's another alligator. Look, there's another one. Pretty soon it was like 17 alligators following along. As I was trolling the shoreline, there's 17 gators following me. And my son says to me, he says, Dad, I got to go to the bathroom. And I said, well, just pee over the side, son. And he goes, no, I got to do the other one. And I said, well, just drop your drawers and hang your butt over the side. He says, I'm not hanging my butt over the side. The alligator will bite it off. Really what it was is he was freaking out about the alligators and he wanted to go home. So I said, all right, we'll go. And I fired up the motor and we went back to the canal and put the boat back on the trailer and went home. But I'd never, I've been fishing a long time in Florida, and I've never seen that many gators at one time. And they were all following us. I mean, they were all swimming in the same direction, and it was like they were circling around us, It was a little unnerving, I have to admit. Yep, can't wait for the weather to cool off a little bit. I'm sure the weather will be nice and cool up in the mountains. Although these hurricanes may have changed the weather pattern just a wee bit. Yeah, the tolls are suspended still from Hurricane Irma, courtesy of the governor. Thank you, Governor. These Indians, they purr down the interstate at highway speeds. I'm doing 75 right now, almost 80, and not even doing 3,000 RPM. You know, when I had my Goldwing, when I was on the interstate, I always felt like I wanted to grab one more gear, because at highway speeds, those Goldwings, they get wound up pretty good. And just about every Goldwing owner I know says that they need to add a 6th gear. You could get 6 gears on a Harley, but it's an add-on to the transmission. And they may have some Harleys out now where they're stock with 6 gears. But when they created the Indian, they did it right. They came out with 6 gears right out of the box. They're stock with 6 gears. And it makes all the difference. I'm telling you, these things just purr down the highway. Talk on the forums about the Thunderstroke 111, some of the bikes being clackers, and where between 2500 and 2900 the engine has a real clacking sound to it. And I guess I'm fortunate I didn't end up with one of the clackers, you know. When I bought the bike, I got it with only 1,900 miles on it. So I broke it in basically myself. And I took it pretty easy on the bike for the first 10,000 miles. I haven't pushed it that hard. I don't think I went over, I don't know, 3,500 maybe is the top I did. And that was not that often, just occasionally. And the only thing that I can hear on this motor is the lifters. I can hear the valve rocker arms. It sounds a bit like a Singer sewing machine, but I just tack that on to the way that the bike is supposed to sound. I've never actually ridden a big V-twin before. So that little sewing machine sound at the lifters sounds like sweet music to me. It's got a nice rumble out of the exhaust pipes, but it's not too loud. I'm running stock pipes. I haven't really done anything. The whole bike is stock. The only thing that I did to it, you can look at the mirror here. You're going to see an extension from there to there. You know, I'm kind of a big guy, and they stock mirrors. All I was seeing was my arms, my shoulders. I'm a wide body, so I needed to extend those mirrors out. And now I found these online, and they're perfect. You just screw them on. They extended the mirrors out another 4 inches on each side. Now I can see all the way behind me. And then the other thing that I did, the only other option that I've done, is I got an extended toe shifter. You know, it comes with a little rubber one that's only about that long. And so I bought an aftermarket one that's probably almost 3 inches long, and that's fantastic. Easy to find, easy to shift. That's it. That's all I've done to it, really. Well, as we ride into the sunset, I guess this will be it for this video. We'll catch you next time.